Welcome to today's interview with Michelle Chen, the Chief Business Officer of Insilico Medicine, a trailblazer in AI-driven drug discovery. Michelle has built a remarkable career by blending her passion for science with her talent for leading innovative teams. From her early inspirations in biochemistry to her current role at the forefront of biotechnology, she has consistently pushed the boundaries of what's possible in drug discovery. Today, we will dive into her journey, her leadership philosophy, and how she envisions AI transforming the future of healthcare. Let's hear her story today. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you.
Oh, it's our honor. So, Michelle, we'll start by talking a little bit about yourself. So, if you could just introduce yourself and also give us a brief overview of your background.
Absolutely. Happy to. Uh, as um, um, as you mentioned, currently I'm the Chief Business Officer in Insilico Medicine. We're a clinical stage AI-driven drug discovery and development company. A little bit about my background. I actually received my PhD training in biochemistry from the University of Washington, did my postdoc at UCSF, and also received bioinformatics training at Stanford. After my years of training academics, I transitioned into the industry because I was very interested in apply what I've learned from school in the real world. And I spent the last, I would say, over 20 years working in the biotech, pharma, life science sectors, and with increasing responsibilities in roles ranging from R&D, which stands for research and development, product management, global marketing, business development, investment, as well as some of the early stage company building. So I had privilege working for multi-international big pharma companies such as Roche, Merck, the US Merck, and also technology giants such as Agilent Technologies, some of the mid-sized companies such as Marine, and some of the small biotech companies which were later acquired by big pharma. So ultimately, my passion is to take what I've learned and apply my extensive industry experience to maximize my contribution to the community and make positive impact on people's health.
No, that's excellent. And Michelle, because you're on the executive role, so as a leader, what are your core values that guide your leadership style?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Everybody has slightly different leadership style. For me, there are a few fundamentals in the leader team and the business. One is integrity. And I think that's very important to maintain the honesty and integrity and for people to respect, but also to tell the truth. The second part is very important for a leader to be effective is to be performance driven. So you need important set of goals, not only just for myself and for the team, for the business unit, and so can continue to perform and get a team involved in working towards the same goal. And that leads to the third piece of is that the teamwork, right? So being a leader doesn't mean you're the big boss, you can boss people around. It all means you have to influence people and be the captain of the team and to inspire them working towards the same goal. The fourth part, I think, is very important to be transparent, right? And a lot of times, as we lead a project, lead a team, things may not always go as well as we want to. It's very important to be able to sit down and have an honest discussion. What is working very well? What is not working? And how we can do better. So it's very important between the manager or the leader and the team members to have those kind of a direct conversation and be able to listen to each side and continue to improve. Lastly, but not least, I think it's very important, but particularly in folks in the drug discovery development field, to have that sense of the humility. And in our field, making medicine is a long journey. I would like the description. As a runner, it's like running a marathon, right? There'll be definitely up and downs. There'll be failures along the way, and be able to learn from those mistakes and learn from others, and continue to improve. I think that's also very important to, and this for me, to thinking about my own leadership style.
Oh, that's fantastic. And because you are working with AI and you know that AI is the talk of the town, so how do you stay ahead of industry trends and also ensure that your company stays innovative?
Yeah. Um, For myself, to be able to stay ahead of industry trends, it's important to be a lifetime learner. That means if you look at my own journey, it's not like a rocket going straight up. Actually, it's a little bit zigzag along the way. For example, how I get into bioinformatics because I sit in the center of Silicon Valley, influenced by a lot of people with the computer science background. I said, oh, this is kind of interesting. I want to learn more about it and also apply what I learned, apply to my drug discovery work, target discovery work, how I get into marketing and how I get to business development because my interest in business and want to make a bigger impact, right? So what you learn in school doesn't define who you become in the future, but it's very important to continue to learn in the real world as you gain more experience and the skills. The second part is really to the company as Insilico Medicine, how we can continue to be innovative and stay ahead of an industry trend. One important element is to collaborating with the best thought leaders, continue to publish scientific discoveries. In fact, Insilico Medicine has over 200 papers published in peer-reviewed journals. For AI company, it's pretty rare. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, probably the number one in the drug discovery development industry with such a sterling track record in terms of publications. And we continue to engage the communities, whether it's the AI community. For example, we're part of the AAIH, which stands for Alliance for Artificial Intelligence in Healthcare. We're annually sponsor the aging research, we call AARD conference, which is the Aging Research in Drug Discovery conference, every year hosted in Copenhagen. And we'll continue to engage, talk to folks in the drug discovery and development communities to figure out how we can adopt technologies such as AI into their routine daily life. Third element in terms of ways we think one stay there for the curve is to, part of what I do on a daily basis is to combine Insilico Medicine's strength, which is in AI technology, in drug discovery, and the speed, with our partners' strength. Those partners many are big farmers. They are very good at clinical development and commercializations. And we have done a number of partnership deals with companies such as Sanofi, Fosun Pharma, Exelixis, and Menarini. And comparing what we're very good at it with what they're good at it, we're hoping that 1 + 1 will be equal more than 2, hopefully 3, right? That's the idea. Last thing but not least, I want to say being a trailblazer also means we should not be afraid to be different. Doing something other people consider to be a little bit risky, right? Very recently, we launched this program called DORA. It's AI for science. It's also ways you can using AI to help you write articles, interview articles, or research articles, just as the initial draft, right? And of course, now to have up to human editors' style and needs to make sure the content is accurate and provide additional feedback. But in that, by having AI provide initial draft, it saves a lot of time. And so that human can focus on whether it's good at it in terms of accuracy and improvement. So this is something we have done to stay ahead of the curve.
Oh, that's amazing. And because you've had such a long-standing journey in biotechnology, what were some of the milestones that you've achieved in your career? And also, what were some of the achievements that you would like to highlight for us?
Yeah, very good question. I had to reflect back my last 20 plus years journey in the industry, right? As I said, my journey is a bit of zigzag, and I had the real privilege to working with great companies and great people. I just want to highlight maybe a few milestones and the things accomplished I'm very proud of. Using R&D as an example, I used to run a lab at Apgenics, a biotech company later acquired by Amgen. I work on drug candidates. At that time, we called ABX EGFR. Basically, is a human antibody developed against EGFR, which is target expressed in many type of cancer. The drug eventually get FDA approval to treat metastatic colorectal cancer. This is something we're very proud of. I feel like I have my fingerprint on the FDA approved drugs. The second one, as example, just want just as the company which comes from the product management and commercial side is Agilent. I was a product manager and then slash business development manager there. That time we launched multiple DNA microarray products, and I was able to drive the double-digit growth for the business. And this is where I marked my milestone from being a scientist transitioning into a businesswoman, and it really helped to build a molecular diagnostic business from the ground up and facilitate the first DNA microarray product we call the MemorPrint, and this is the collaboration we have with Agendia, eventually approved for FDA for breast cancer spreading and recurrence diagnosis, right? So this is something I'm very proud of because not only marked my transition into business and prove myself I can deliver business success, but also work on something, products that's meaningful, helping women out there who had breast cancer and who want to know the risk profile of recurrence as well as a potential risk of a cancer spreading. And we get first FDA microarray product approval, and this is something we're very proud of. The third example I want to give is, again, think about in the maximum impact area is when I was at Applied Biosystems, where this is during the time there was the H1N1, if you recall, the swine flu period. I was in public health. I was in public health at the time, leading a lot of efforts. And in collaboration with the CDC, working with the team, we were able to launch the first fast PCR platforms with consumables to detect H1N1 influenza virus and swine virus, and be able to implement them in all public health labs across all states in the United States, but also working with WHO, implement in many countries. This is where I feel like the impact that is significant. I'm very, very proud of. Didn't have much sleep during that time, but it's something I think is worth it. And then, yeah, but BioMarine is another one. I was doing a lot of alliance partners, working with the Pfizer and the Catalyst, and to ensure some licensed products, you can eventually get the FDA approval, and the idea is getting drugs to patients. And then Insilico Medicine, being with the company about almost 3 years now, I'm primarily responsible, me and my team, for major partnership deals with companies. And as I mentioned earlier, with major partnership deals with Fosun, Sanofi, Exelixis, Menarini, and to really ensure the adoption of AI in drug discovery development and ensure the chance of potential success of those drug candidates getting into clinical trials and hopefully get FDA approval and serve patients' needs. So those are kind of a few examples I wanted to share with you, some things I've done, cover my zigzag journey in the industry.
Oh, that's terrific. And also congratulations on the many victories that you've achieved.
Thank you.
Also, leading to what you've said in this particular question, my next question aligns with it because, as a demonstrated healthcare professional and also as a businesswoman, what do you think are some of the personal qualities or habits that have contributed to your success?
Yeah, good question. So I think there are a few of them. Number one, curiosity. And as you read my description, how get into the business and management and so on and so forth, that was not my initial goal. My initial interest when I was growing up is actually just be a scientist. I was very driven, the love of nature and driven what's going on around us. I think curiosity is very important because that leads to a second habit, which is self-driven. When you have this question, why, how, when, and then you want to find those answers, that leads to self-driven, and this also leads to, self-motivation. The third, I think, quality that works very well for me is really a focus on the ultimate goals and impact. As you know, my interest is to maximize impact on human health and in a positive way. Along the way, you're working with the people and teams and projects and up and downs. Not ever you're working with are the best buddies that you have, right? So, but if you can think about your goal on a long-term horizon, it will really help you to overcome some of the challenges and bumps along the way, whether it's a project-related failure, whether it's a personality conflicts and other issues. I think that's very important to stay focused on the ultimate goals and impact. And the fourth one, I think, because it describes my personality, I see myself as being a people connector. I'm active in many communities and efforts. I sit on the board of schools, and help me to trying to build a community and ideas that have people talk to each other, particularly people who don't understand each other or come from a different background, so they can learn from each other. And my role is being the facilitator, connect people together. Lastly but not least, I benefit a lot along my journey is the mentorship, right? And I've been very privileged to receive advice from professors from college, graduate school, postdoc, as well as my industry careers. I have a lot of great mentors. I also love to mentor other young people who I want to learn and share my journey.
Oh, that's superb. And with almost like 2 decades of experience in biotechnology, as a leader, what do you believe are some of the emerging trends or technologies that will have a significant impact on the industry?
Yeah. I wish I have a crystal ball, but let me just look at Michelle's crystal ball, and I'm trying to make some guesses here, right? I'm going to stay on an AI side so that we know within AI itself there's so much potential, right? So, I mean, I was saying in AI in drug discovery side today we see a meaningful impact of AI on drug discovery. We see statistical evidence, and there's almost up to 50% in terms of reduction timeline to discover something. And there's also cost reduction. This is based on the McKinsey report published recently, 10 to 15% reduction, a minimum reduction in discovery. And I predict in the next few years, we see more of that AI impact on drug development. So that's a clinical development. And this is the most time-consuming, costly, risky part of a business. So the potential impact specifically could be looking to clinical trial enrollment, personalized medicine beyond oncology, post-marketing monitoring, and also doing synthetic clinical trials. So basically, you can create a digital twins. You can do mock clinical trials before you implement in the real world. That will save a lot of time, hopefully improve the predictability of the model so that we can reduce future failure, right? So that's one element. And the second element related to AI technology, how to apply in my industry, is that maturation of the technology in applying different modalities. So it's not limited to small molecules, which we're focused on today, but also apply that to peptide design, biologics such as antibodies, mRNA, proteins, nanoparticles, so on and so forth. So this one can have impact on different modalities, ultimately make medicine much more interesting, much more effective, hopefully safe. Yeah, so that's kind of a few others. And then last but not least, maybe I just something on what we, as a company in Insilico Medicine, scratching the surface is AI for science, right? So outside drug discovery development, there's so much AI can do in healthcare, such as diagnosis, in reimbursement, but beyond healthcare, things like ag bio, right? In new materials, new fuels, carbon dioxide capturing, in cosmetics. So you think about it, right? So I think imagination is a limitation here. So I think there's a lot of things AI can help us to achieve even greater greater impact.
Oh, that's fabulous. So we'll touch a little bit upon the future. So, what is your vision for the company in the next 5 to 10 years?
For next 5 to 10 years, my biggest dream for Insilico Medicine is to see one of its drugs, hopefully multiple ones, the AI helped aided develop drugs eventually get FDA approval and start getting in the hands of patients and then who actually benefit from taking those medicines and improve their health. That's my ultimate dream and hopefully vision as well.
Oh, that's great. So, this brings me to the last question. As a distinguished leader and also running a very executive position in the company with years of experience, what is that piece of advice that you would like to give to aspiring business leaders and entrepreneurs?
Yeah. So one piece of advice I would like to give, which works well for me, is do whatever you love, the rest will follow.
Oh, that's really nice. Amazing.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Yeah, so Michelle, this brings us to the end of the interview, and this is what I have from my side for you today. Is there anything that you'd like to add?
No, that's it. I think we're living in a very exciting time. I'm very excited about the tech and bio junction in our technology meets the bioscience. I think there's a lot of opportunities for everyone to pursue and love to work together to achieve a bigger impact.
Oh, that's well said. So I'd just like to thank you for your time and all of your thoughtful responses that you've given us. And it was a very impressive conversation with you, and I wish you all the best for your future as well.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank,
much for your time. Have a good
thank
one.
you.
All
Yes,
right.
you too. Have a good day
Okay.
ahead. Bye.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.